Good evening, friends. This is Bhargav. Today, I'm going to explain you guys about how to learn coding. Okay, there is a certain procedure to learn coding. Okay, this is a standard procedure. Okay, so I'm going to solve some problems. No, I won't solve any problem. I'm going to explain you how you can solve the problem. Okay, what are the inputs you have to take? What are the outputs you can get? Okay, so this is a problem. Okay, in HackerRank. So what they asked, complete the function, solve me first to compute the sum of two integers. Okay, what they said. Solve me first is a function name. Okay, just see. So solve me first is a function name. What did it say? Compute the sum of two integers. Okay, in solve me first in. So the function prototype was given. Okay, so basic level problems while you're learning programming. So these are the basic, basic level problems. How you can move from basic level to advanced level is the thing, is the session about. Okay, so A is the first integer input, B is the second integer input. So two integer inputs were given. Keep it in the mind. What is the first thing? Solve me first is the function name. Okay, that you keep it in the mind, and two integers are to be inserted inside the function. Okay, this is the thing you need to understand. It means that you have to write a function with two arguments in a comma b. Okay, so sample input was given: a equal to 2, b equal to 3. Okay, the sum of the integers a and b are computed as, so it should be in the format, this is an explanation. So this is a basic level problem for very beginners to the programming. Okay, this is the way you have to learn. Just remember what they have told: complete the function, solve me first. So what is a function, guys? You tell me first thing. 1 second. Hmm, 1 second, I'll share the screen. So what is a function? So function means it will be like this. Points to be noted when you're following the programming, at the starting level. Okay, when you're in engineering second year or first year, certainly follow this procedure. Okay, so what is the thing first given? Function name. It means you have to learn the language. You have to learn the language base. It may be C++, Java, Python. Okay, any language you learn. Okay, you need to know what is the function name. So int, so I will use the int solve me first. This is my function name. Okay, this is my function name given in HackerRank problem. Okay, so this is my function name, given here, right? So this is exact. Sorry, I haven't written, taken exact measures. Now I will write. Okay, so certain procedures, certain, traditional way is the best way to learn programming or anything. Okay, so don't be in a hurry burry to learn programming. Programming is not a nightmare. It won't come overnight. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of efforts. It takes a lot of pain. It takes a lot of failures. So this is the function name. Okay, so these are the parameters. This is the first parameter given in the HackerRank problem. See, I'll tell you the formation, how your mind thinks. Okay, how you have to go step by step, to solve these problems. So what next? What is the next input given? Two integers, a and b. So sorry guys, two integers a and b were given in the program. Okay, what are the things given? One is solve me first is a function name, and integers are the two you given. Okay, you can take any integers. Okay, you can take any integers. Okay, So what is the concept you have to know? Function means there should be a calling function. Okay, in the main function the above function should be called. So that concept you have to know. That concept should be in your mind when you learn programming. Okay, so the way I write program should be to link with the concept. Okay, whatever the concept you have learned at the starting level, learn the concept and try to solve the more problems. So functions or anything, take arrays. Okay, take arrays and solve some problems on the basic level problems, because it takes time. Okay, so I've taken in my submission, see how I've solved it. So to solve me first is a function name. Two integers were given. Okay, solve me first. Okay, int a and int b. I told you here in my requirements. See the requirements. Two integers a and b. You have to know. You have to know that a and b are to be inside the function. As if they are a parameter handling in the function. So these are parameters. Okay. So parameters are there in functions. That concept you have to know when you learn programming language. So that's what I can say, guys. I can't be very clear. I'm very clear, I hope. Okay, you have to know the logic. What is the logic? A plus b. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 3. So a plus b is equal to 5. So you have to return that. That logic is there itself in the HackerRank problem. You have to know, guys. See, so here, see, in the explanation, sum of the two integers a and b is computed as 2 plus 3 equal to 5. As it is, it was given. Okay, as it is, it was given in the problem. So what is the logic? A plus b. A is equal to 2, b equal to 3. So how you will get the addition? A plus b, right? In that way, it was represented. See, guys, this is very easy, I know, but this is the way to learn programming. Okay, this is a traditional way of learning from starting from very scratch to very advanced level. So when you're writing, when you're solving any competitive coding programs, you know, take a notepad and write the requirements first. First of all, don't think about the logic. Write the requirements. Just with your keyboard, write the parameters. After writing the parameters, just recall the concepts, data structures concepts, binary search, pre-order, post-order traversal. Okay, many algorithms are there, kurtosis algorithms, string algorithms, backtracking. Okay, whatever whatever the algorithms you have learned, just recall. And these algorithms and this problem, which algorithm can be linked with this problem, in the which situation you can use this algorithm, that thing you have to load. Okay, I'll give you a note. First, collect the requirements. Requirements should be collected. Second thing, recall the concepts. Link the concept of data structures with real life problem solving. Okay, so this is a pattern which I have followed. So I'm learning. I'm not a perfect perfect programmer, but this works. It takes time. It takes time. Things takes a lot of time. I can't say that you will become a better programmer in 3 to 4 months. No, I don't know. It depends on you. So two integers I have taken. So you have to know that two parameters can be linked up. Num1 can be a reference of a, num2 is a reference of b. In, uh, in functions, we can call the function from the main function. That two concepts involved. we can call the function. So these 2 points you have to recall. Okay, so you can, this way you can solve very easily, right? I can explain you the problem. In solve me first, it was given a parameter. So in solve me first is a function name. Sorry. So a and b are the two parameters. So written a plus b is my logic. Okay, given in the problem. Okay, given in the problem. So in main is always a main function starts, right? So two parameters. Num1 is a reference to a. I need not change, but I have changed to learn the language. Sorry, to learn the concept. Num2 is linked with b, so num2 is a reference. Okay, it always refers. Okay, scan a percentage d percentage ampersand num1. This is for taking the input from the two parameters. So what is meant by taking input, guys? This should be very clear. So directly you need not declare anything in the in the program. So for example, input declaration. What is input declaration? You need not assign any value. You need not assign any value to the variable. Any variable you need not assign. User has to give some value. So that's why scanf is used. User input key. Okay. User input format. So user has to give some some value. It's up to the user. Okay. What is meant by user? Anything, any value, continuously you can give. That's why scanf is used. In sum. So sum equal to solve me first. So obviously you have to call that function, right? When you declare the function and write pieces of code in the logic, you have to call that. So that is the concept in a particular function. So you have declared, you have printed the function and written 0. Yes, simple. So three concepts you have learned. What are the concepts you have learned? You have to apply it. So let me take simple array sum. So what is an array? See, in simple array sum, what are the things which I have taken in simple array? Just read the problem. Just read the problem. Okay. Given an array of integers, find the sum of its elements. Okay. So array of the integers was given. So for example, array equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. These are my array. For example, consider. Okay. 1 plus 2 plus 3. So return this. To find the sum of indirectly that said find the sum of the array elements. Okay. Okay. Complete the array sum function again simple array sum function. You have to declare the sum array function. It must return the sum of array elements in an integer. Simple array sum as the following parameters. An array of integers. First line condition integer n. Okay, n is the size of array. Okay, you have to declare the size of the array. In the array, you have to declare the array elements. After that, you have to declare the size of the array, and you have to take the input. You have to declare a loop, and you have to give input to the array. Okay, that's compulsory. You have to print the array, and you have to declare the array. That's completely simple format for C and C++. That's completely, you have to do that for array. So this was the input given. Okay, this was the output. Okay, so I'll show you how I have written the program, because if I start writing, it will take a lot of time. So see, this is like, when I have solved it 2 years back, guys. This is not now. When I have started my programming journey, so then I have taken this, not now. See, guys. So n is the size of array. A of 1,000. 1,000 elements I have declared. I is the loop. Loop. One by one, it has to travel into the array. Sum is just given, declared. After that, it has to change its value, right? How this works, I'll tell you. So initially sum equal to 0. So what is the logic? Array sum equal to sum plus array of I. So I may be pointing here. Okay, I may be pointing 1, 2, 3, 4. It is moving. I is moving from 1. After that, again, it is moving to 2. It is moving to 3. It is moving to 4. One by one, one by one, one by one, it is moving. So that's why I have declared this. Okay, that's why for moving from one step to other, that was declared. Okay, that was declared, and I have to find the sum. Okay, initially, see why I have given sum equal to 0. I'll tell you. Sum equal to sum plus array of 0. What? So it's a temporary variable. Sum equal to 0 is a temporary variable. Okay, sum equal to 0 plus what is array of 0? 0 plus 1. Okay, so sum will store. Now sum equal to 1. Okay, sum equal to 1 plus 2 now, right? 1 plus array of 1. Now array of 0. Next, it will move to the next index. But the next index also you have to declare, right? So that is why again the loop is there. Okay, the loop is there to travel. 1 plus a of 1. So 1 plus what is the next element? 2, 3, right? So where 3 has to store. So now sum is equal to 3. Right? Sum equal to 3, right? Next, sum is the initial value 3 now. Sum equal to 3 plus 4 equal to 7. So sum will be updated to 7. Initially 1 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. Oh my god, wait. 0 plus array of 0. Sorry guys, 1 second. Okay, 0 plus array of 0. Okay, 0 plus 1. 1, 1 plus 2, 3. Okay, sorry. 3 plus 3 equal to 6. Okay, 3 plus 3 equal to 6. It will be updated to 6. Next, again, next element. Okay, sum equal to 6 plus 4. It went to the next index equal to 10. So that's why sum equal to 10. Sum equal to 10 gets updated. So sum equal to 0 is a temporary variable. To find the sum, I need for some temporary variable to add the rest of all the elements. So that's why sum equal to sum plus a of I. So what is the logic? For int I equal to 0, I less than I plus plus. Okay, sum equal to sum plus a of I. So this is a standard, standard question. I'm just telling you the approach. Okay, approach which you have to follow. Okay, so there will be a temporary variable concept. No, in computer science, you will get it in internet. 1 second, I will explain you that. Why temporary variables? So the way I'm just telling you why this way you have to are created in programming world. Why temporary tables and temporary variables? No, sorry, programming like uh, bubble sort. You can temporary variables. Why they are created means to improve the space, to space. Without temporary variables also we can create. So that concept you will get it. Okay. So why temporary variables are created? Without using temporary variables, we can do the sum. Okay. So that thing, that concept. Again, you will have another concept here. Okay. Learning concept is always the best thing. So this is what swapping. Okay. Swapping without using a temporary variable. X equal to 10, y equal to 23. X equal to x plus, x plus y. What is x plus y? 10 plus 23, 33. Y equal to x minus y. 10 minus 23. Oh, what the fuck? What is this? X equal to, um, 1 second. Let's compile this program. X equal to x plus y. 10 plus 23. What is 20 plus 23? 33. Okay. Okay. Now x gets updated. Okay. X gets updated when x equal to 33, right? Now y is equal to 33 minus 23. What is that? 10. Right? 10. Y equal to 10. So temporary means variables are not exchanged. Now x equal to x minus 1. What is x? 33, right? What is y? 23. So both the variables are swapped. No, x variable got 23. Note x equal to 23. Y got 10. So without using temporary variables also we can create. So I know that without temporary we can create, but the concept. Okay, why temporary variables are created? Can we create variables? Can we do sorting? Can we do all the sorting techniques without using temporary variable? With bubble sort, if you see bubble sort, we create temporary variable. Okay, that's what. Without temporary variables also, we can do it. So in Python, I'll tell you the bubble sort logic, simple logic. In Python, you can do like this: x comma y equal to y comma x, right? So this is the bubble sort logic. So simple logic, right? You will create two loops for x, one x for I in range x, for I in range y, for j in range y, x comma y equal to y comma x. Simple. Bubble sort is completed. Okay. So you just choose the simple techniques. Okay. So this is the second problem. This third problem. Why I'm taking this is how you have to learn programming. How how efficient way from basics. Okay. At least solve 100 problems, guys. You will become great at programming. Like this. This is the way. You have to learn the concept hidden in that. That concept you can apply in the different problems. So compare the triplets. So this is a very interesting problem. I haven't touched this HackerRank since 3 years. To be honest. So I don't know the problem. Just I'll read the problem. That's all. So Alice and Bob's created one problem for HackerRank. So these are the two people created for a HackerRank. Okay, a reviewer raised the two challenges: avoiding points in a scale from 100 to 100. So these are, just take away this matter, which is not important. Take away the problems in the competitive coding. Take away the useless matters. So these are very important. The task is to find the comparison points: A with B of 0, B of 1, B of 2, and A2 with B of 2. So this is the very important. If A of I greater than B of I, then LS is awarded 1 point. Okay. If A of I less than B of I, Bob is awarded 1 point. If both are equal, both will receive a point. So see the example. This is very simple problem. A equal to 1 to 3, B equal to 3 to 1. For example 0, Bob is awarded because A of 0, okay, 1. For the equal elements A1, so here is this A of 0 called B of 0? No, so the Bob is not awarded. So here they are equal, okay. A of n, no points are earned. For the equal elements, no points are earned. For unequal elements, it will receive a points. So A of 2 greater than B of 2. So remember this data, guys. I'll tell you with another example. Okay, so I have seen A of 0 equal B of 0. For example 0, and Bob is awarded a point because A of 0. So initial level it's not awarded. Okay, A of 2 equal, both are equal. So then also not awarded. No points are earned. Okay, if both are greater. Okay, so in the great see A of I greater than B of I, then Alice is awarded 1 point. If A of I less than B of I, then Bob is awarded 1 point. If A of I equal B of I, neither person receives a point. Neither any person can receive the point. So these three are the data. So I'll take the array. Okay. With this data, I have to make a program. It's very easy. 5, 6, 7, 3. Okay. Let's take this example. So 5 equal to 3. No, guys. 5 is greater than 3. A of 0. So Alice receives points. Okay. A of 1 equal to B of 1. Nobody receives a point. A of 2 less than B of 2. Bob receives. If it is less, Bob receives. If it is greater, Alice receives. Okay. So with this, you have to write the logic. Okay. I'll just explain you the logic. Okay. It's a year ago, guys. I don't know where I saw it. Oh my god. So see, guys. So in T of 3, B of 3, two variables have declared: Alice and Bob. So for both, I have created some temporary variables. Temporary variables, why I have created, you have to know. Okay. P equal 0, Q of 0, such that from starting initial elements, initial in two of the arrays, okay, Alice and Bob. So these are the two arrays. So here A equal to array is the whole array, okay, whole array declaration. So P is the increment function. After it is equal, it will increment. P increases. If A of I greater than B of I, okay. If A of I greater than B of I, then increase the Bob. Okay, Bob function will be received. So Bob is P plus this one. Okay, else if it is less, else if A of I, just you have the logic in the problem itself. It's very lucky if you receive this kind of problem, guys. Q plus plus. So if it is less, Bob will receive. If it is more, Alice will receive. Simple. Okay. If both are equal, You need not write that condition. Okay, I think just see the condition. You need not write that logic. Either greater or either less. If not both, it will terminate. We can terminate the function. Simple. So this is my algorithm. Even you need not write this one also. If not greater, else it is less. If not less, it is greater. Okay. So this way you have to learn programming, guys. So lots of concepts you have learned. So get updated yourself. Get get updated yourself. Learn more concepts. Get updated with all the new content. Do Google. The more you Google, the more concepts you will learn inside the computer science. Lots of concepts you can learn. So next problem. A very big sum. Oh my god. When I have solved this problem, let me see the date. Oh my god. I haven't seen that. A very big sum. Oh my god. In this challenge, you require to calculate print the sum of elements in array, keeping in mind that the sum of the integers, so these things just let them away. So complete the very big sum function in the editor below. It must return the sum of all array elements. So it's a big sum. It should return the sum of all the array elements. It means that you have to declare long int n, any variable. Declare the array. It's a simple, like you have seen the sum of array elements, right? Sum equal to sum plus array of I. In that, just change the size of the array n as long int, because it's very big sum. Okay, very big sum. I see. This is the the size of the array. So you have to just change the long int. So you can Google it. What is meant by long int? Why long int? So you'll get it. What is a long integer mean? Just read the path. Okay, whose range is greater than standard data type integer. So more than the precise integer, if it is greater, if it is in millions in the array, if it is represented in the millions, then long int used. Sum equal to sum plus array of I. Okay, I less than n. So n should be declared as long int. Remaining the sum of the array elements, same logic, same thing. Instead of int n, declare as long int n. Simple. Okay. So every day I'll come with new problems like this. How you can solve. Hope the session would be good. Not okay. I don't mind. So there is a you can solve more problems from top 500 coding problems. Not this one. There is a Medium article. There is an internet issue. The fuck? It's not showing. So this is a Medium article. So 500 plus data structures and algorithms. All the all the problems were there. Very very precise. So I'll explain you this problem. So find the count of distinct elements in the subarray of size k. Okay. So array was given k equal to 5. So you have to count the distinct elements. How many distinct elements are there in the subarray? Okay. Distinct elements means same elements. How many same elements are there in this, guys? 2, 1, 2. So 2 is repeated 3 times. Here, you know, 1 is repeated 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 2 is the count of distinct elements in the subarray. Okay, you are just sorting it again. Okay, again you're doing it, sorting. Okay, you have just sort, you have to, 5 times, you have to find the sub size of the sub array. Okay, and you have to use 2 nested loops for, you know for the size of the array. Just practice these problems. Okay, I will explain, more problems tomorrow. I seem like so tired. So tomorrow I have explained this find the pair with some array. So tomorrow I'll explain 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up till 8 problems I will explain. So this link in the description will be provided, guys. I want to provide it. So this is also very important, and many times it was repeated in place of merge sorted arrays. So 1, 4, 7, 8, 10, 2, 3, 9. So these are the, you have to merge the arrays. So I have, after merging it, I have sorted it. Okay. So the idea is very simple. We consider each element of array X. Ignore the element if it is arrayed in correct order. If it is arrayed in correct order, just ignore it. Otherwise, take the smallest element and find the element of Y. After swapping, just count it. Simple. So this is the logic. Okay. The conversion should be done in a place in other data structure. Please, just have a look. I don't want to explain this now. Okay, tomorrow we'll go with this problem. How we can approach this concept. I will, try to make it very precise. Oh shit.